Welcome dear viewers. We have just had a news briefer today. First, the environmental project. Second, technology utilization in Umar bin Khattab school. Last, a student guidance issue.
Now, we have with us Mr. Muhammad al-Sharif to tell us about the achievements of the club, its idea and objective. Mr. al-Sharif, in general, what have you achieved so far in this club?
We have achieved many goals on the level of education department, in which we made game applications for smartphones. We also made a game application, for which we were honored by the Ministry of Education. The idea was to train the students on making applications that labor market is in need to.
When you first thought of this club, what was the idea in details?
We try to discover talents in our students and work on them to improve them. We started in 2013. We have been holding training courses for some 5 years. Mr. Bandar Al-Qaidi was the mastermind of the club. After that, I took over for nearly 2 years. Our goal was to go on training more and more students. You can face obstacles in anything you do.
Mr. al-Sharif, when did you start this club? Thank you, Mr. al-Sharif, for all the information you gave our viewers about your school, and in particular this club, which utilizes the abilities of the students and improves their capabilities. Dear viewers, the students, counseling plays an important role in our schools. We have today Mr. Abdurrahman al-Muhammadi to talk about the reasons why some students tend to write on walls, who those students are, and what efforts our school are exerting to fight this annoying phenomenon. Mr. al-Muhammadi, why is this phenomenon there? Especially if we know that these students are victims of age change. Is it true that it is a means of expressing themselves? As a student's advisor, how do you deal with them?
In the name of Allah, first of all, thank you for hosting me. Second, there are two main reasons why students use walls as boards to write on. Their desire to violate the rules and the psychological factor that pushes them to do so. The first one, it is perhaps that they have too much leisure time. Imitation also plays a major role in this issue. The lack of parental guidance in both homes and schools makes a student write on walls to express himself and send a message of I am here. As for the psychological factor, sometimes the case is linked to some psychological disorders, such as family problems, or he himself may have psychological problems, or he just wants to release his inner energy. Because of that, he does not hesitate to write on walls. If the truth to be told, some writings are wonderful. They are not offensive to the public, such as writing some poetic lines or wise, polite comments. They prove that the writer is gifted, so I usually differentiate between the factor behind the act. Sometimes it is offensive, while it is psychological some other times.
Mr. al-Muhammadi, would you give an idea about the character of the students who write on walls?
Offensive students are, of course, those who do damage to everything around them. People like this we call darbawis. These normally vandalize cars and walls. They spoil everything. The other parties are those who mock the darbawis and look at darbawis as an example to follow. Those who just imitate others don't have a way to express themselves but to mock others. He accompanies those who write on walls and do the same thing. Also, one of their characteristics is that they spend most of their times dangling around in the streets, so they have plenty of time to waste writing on walls. These are the most behavioral qualities they have in common. Of
Mr. Al-Muhammadi, what are your efforts to combat this phenomenon?
Of course, all relevant authorities should join hands to fight any bad phenomenon. An Arabic poet has once said, "A building process will never end as long as there is someone on the other side demolishing what you are doing." I can't work at school while my family is not cooperative at home, or the other relevant bodies are not cooperating with me. In the school, we deliver guidance messages in the morning assembly. Sometimes we have a wall repainted to remove a bad writing and replace it with good words. Also, when we come to know that a student has committed a violation, we bring him and explain how offensive his act was. If there is no solution to this phenomenon, it will not come to an end. We have to keep looking for solutions that can at the same time help students express themselves in a positive way, as writing is a skill that needs to be developed.
Thank you, Mr. Al-Muhammadi, for your time. I also thank you, dear viewers, and hope that you have enjoyed our interview. Welcome, dear viewers. Today we will discover this environmental project and we will see what its goals are and many others. We have the supervisor of this project, Mr. Abdulrahman Al-Zahrani. How are you, sir? What is the main goal of this project?
The goal is to take advantage of every space in the school in order to make as many green zones as we can inside the school. That way, we believe we can improve the school's environment.
Okay, what is the idea of this project?
The idea is to give the school environment a facelift. It is meant to improve the environment through increasing the green areas, so we will have places that can psychologically help students learn. We have come to an end of our today's program. Till we meet again, take care.